Senior Living Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Senior Living Today. As I said last week, it's been a very quick week. You know, we've been working the last 7 or 8 weeks, have been compiling things for senior living, such as doctors, chiropractors. Sherrill, that would have been...
home health care folks.
Yep.
We've had them. Amen.
As we said about our ward pharmacy,
Yep.
they're going to talk about some of our sponsors here in a minute. But folks, it's people like you calling in every week that are asking questions that generate the leads and the people that are on this show. And we just wanted to reach out and say thank you. It's going to be a quick show tonight. We're going to do compiling of what we've talked about over the last 6-7 weeks to let you know where it's direction, if we want to make some changes. Cheryl's got some great information. That's why it's just the two of us tonight. So we look forward to hearing from you. And before we get started, Sherrill, who helps us with this show, brother?
Yes, our sponsors this evening: Wires Inc. Brian West is the headmaster out there.
He is.
That's it. He is the head man out there for certain. You run down Sunset Avenue, cross over 95, and they're just down there on the right. We're also sponsored by First Class Realty. Brett Hill is the managing broker, and they're located in the Mills Complex.
Good people.
Good people. And also Ward Specialty Pharmacy. They're in a little shopping center out on Sunset beside Loretta's and Dunkin' Donuts. In a little strip shopping center there. Great people to work with. And you need to go see Patrick Ignacio is the owner there. And just talk with Patrick maybe about the prescriptions you're taking. If you have some things that usually push you into the donut hole, he might be able to help you out there. There's some things that he can do in the compounding world that might be able to save you a good bit of money.
Outstanding. Good information, Sherrill.
Yes, sir.
And to jump right into it tonight, folks, with Sherrill and I talking, we do want to hear from you, but these are the topics. It's coming to a point of what we call AEP, Annual Enrollment Period, where you're going to be able to make changes. Well, Sherrill, you remember a lot of the calls that we had this week were asking, when can I change? What can I change? Can I go from a Medicare Advantage to a Medicare Savings Plan? The gentleman we had here last week, Sherrill.
Right.
What about my prescription drug card? Am I able to make changes? Sherrill, let's take them maybe one at a time.
Okay.
Go through it until we have a quick break here.
Okay.
I'm just going to start out with, when can we change? And why would we want to change? And then I'm going to throw it to Sherrill and let him explain a little bit about the Medicare Advantage and the different things that are out there. As you're sitting on your couch, I hope you're having lunch, dinner, whatever it may be. It's been a long day. We're glad you're here. But that change for AEP is critical to you folks. You may be in a situation to where you've moved and your network of doctors are not with you now. Sherrill, when you move from a Medicare Advantage plan, or like the gentleman last week was talking about, your network, so many people don't have an idea what a network is.
Right.
Can you give us just a little information? And folks, keep calling and asking these questions because they're critical. But a network, why is it some have no network, some have a network that you can't go after or go out of, but you're going to have to pay?
Right. Your Medicare Advantage plans, most of them are built around the network concept, where they'll have a group of doctors that they, are their preferred providers. They want you going to work with these people. And if you go outside of that network, usually you're going to end up having an out-of-pocket cost that would be higher than you going to people inside the network. And, the unfortunate thing to me with the network situation is that the networks can change. And sometimes, you may be in a situation right now in a plan that has a network that you're happy with, that, the doctors you like to see are in there, and you like the service that you're getting. But unfortunately, the doctors have the option to be in a plan or not be in a plan, and plans also have the option of saying, okay guys, we don't want to work with y'all anymore, and putting those doctors out of their network.
Sure. So, when you're looking at, I guess one way to jump right into it, the question, I'm not happy with the plan I have.
Mm-hmm.
I have used it. I go in, and the people we purchased it from told me that I could do this. I found out later I couldn't. And Sherrill had one call in the office today and just asked the question, when can I change from this Medicare Advantage to another plan?
Right.
And before we get that answer, folks, you're being inundated. Quarterbacks, comedians, everybody in the world
Yes.
telling you what to do. That you might not have this, you might not have that. And I'll get into those, what they're talking about, transportation, food, hearing, vision, dental, so many other little nuances that are in there. But the question I want to answer to for everybody here, if I'm not happy with my plan, have I got to keep it?
No. You do have the opportunity to make a change. With your Medicare Advantage plans, October the 15th of each year through December the 7th. So how they pick those dates, I have no earthly idea, but some genius sitting up there in the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services worked long and hard to come up with that timeline. And during that period of time, you can make changes to your Medicare Advantage plans that would go into effect on January 1. So I can make a change the day before Thanksgiving, and on January 1 of the following year, the next year, then that change is in effect for me.
Sherrill, she came up with that follow-up question. Well, if I can make that plan like Sherrill just explained, and a great answer, by the way, what about a pre-existing condition with these plans that I currently have? And let's say, part two to that question, we were hit hard today. What happens if my doctor retires? That's two-part there that we're looking at. Doctor retires, and what happens if we're looking at a change and I'm just not happy?
Okay. Again, that timeline, October 15th, December 7th, we can make changes.
Okay.
And the good news is, you mentioned, what do I do if I have a health condition, a pre-existing
condition, yes.
Fortunately, that does not come into play when I'm changing from one Medicare Advantage plan to another during the annual enrollment period.
Now, if I'm changing, does everything start new January 1, or am I carrying that load of the deductible back to January 1? How does that start for the client, for the guys sitting out there and the young ladies out in the audience? How does that affect them?
Yeah, January 1 with the Medicare Advantage plans, I'm starting a new cycle of, my co-pays.
Like a fiscal year, I'm starting a brand new.
Correct, January 1. January 1 is the year timeline that I'm working with for my out-of-pocket expenses.
Certainly,
for the plan. And average for plans right now is running anywhere from $3,500 up to $6,700 as your maximum out-of-pocket. Now, the good news is what I call your well care visits, going in for your wellness visit at the beginning of the year, those things are not subject to deductibles or co-insurance or co-pays in most cases.
Understood.
Yeah.
When we're looking at Medicare Advantage, Sherrill, this is another great question. What if I want to leave a Medicare Advantage and I used to have Original, and that was back in the day we had Plan F as in Frank, that covered everything. Now we have G as in girl, but you have a slight deductible, $198, $200 that we must meet at the beginning of the year, and then everything, pretty much the balance of the year is paid for.
Right.
Plan F we cannot sell anymore.
Right.
Can't purchase it. But let's say, Sherrill, just for the audience, I have a Medicare Advantage, and I want to leave this plan and go to an Original Medicare. There is no pre-existing, and do I have an effective start date? When can I leave and go to this plan? And the backup question, for your Original Medicare, when can I leave this and go to a Medicare Advantage?
Okay. Let's start with, I have a Medicare Advantage plan
Okay.
right now.
And many of you do have a Medicare Advantage plan,
Right.
concerned about leaving that plan.
And we can, again, we have that timeline, October 15th, December 7th, when I can make changes. So I can decide that I want to leave and go into a Medicare supplement plan.
Original Medicare.
Original Medicare with the Medicare supplement.
Absolutely.
Working with a Medicare supplement. You can do that. It would be effective January 1. You would be subject to, well, again, there's some caveats, but you could be subject to medical underwriting to go into this Medicare supplement plan.
Let me pause there a minute. When Sherrill is saying medical underwriting, let's say you have a Medicare Advantage, and you want to go back to the original Medicare to where I pay a premium monthly, I have my card, I have my Medicare card, I go to the doctor. After meeting that $198, $200, everything else pretty much is paid throughout the year with original Medicare. But you said something about answering questions. Let's say I have a pre-existing such as, let's pick something, diabetes.
Right.
Could that be a problem if we were trying to get a Medicare Advantage? Original Medicare.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Your original Medicare, the Part A and Part B, you're not subject to a pre-existing condition.
That's correct.
That's a problem. That's not a problem, I'm sorry. It has been a long day.
You're doing great.
Yeah, the Medicare supplement, if you were getting a supplement to handle the excess over 80%, you could have medical questions, medical underwriting involved there. Now, I give you a couple of examples. You can get rewritten. You may be able to get a cheaper premium because that's usually what you're looking for.
Correct.
If you go in, is to get your premium lowered. I have clients who are in their 70s, 80s, 90s that we have rewritten multiple times because we were able to lower their premium cost.
In fact, you were telling us today, there's a company coming out for you that has, in fact, I'm not going to give this away. Let's let Sherrill, he brought it to the company today to explain. There's a company coming out that if you are from 69 to 70, up to 75.
75.
I'm going to let you take it away from there.
Yeah. I think this is a great situation because, if you've been in Medicare supplement plans between the ages of 65 and 70, the last couple of years, we've had some increases.
Almost every year.
Yeah, almost every year for the last 2 or 3 years, there have been increases in Medicare supplement premiums. This particular program, the people roughly between the ages of 70 and 75,
okay,
what they're going to be able to do, and their rates are very, very competitive in that space for doing a rewrite for someone, they're going to be able to lock in your premium for a 4-year period of time.
Say that again.
Yeah, I know, this is not a normal thing in the industry. They're going to be able to give you a 4-year guaranteed premium so that if you're paying, I'm just making this number up, y'all, if you're going to be paying $135 a month, you're going to be paying that premium for the first year you got it, the second year you got it, the third year, the fourth year. To me, that's a big deal. That is a huge situation to know that I can budget that knowing that that's what it's going to be.
Well, I know you sitting in the audience, as Sherrill stated earlier, you've had an increase every year.
Yep.
And with the Medicare Advantage, you could be looking at your spouse sitting beside of you and say, honey, we have something that's got a 0 premium. We don't pay anything for it. But you must ask yourself, do I have copays? Do I have deductibles? Do I have max out of pocket? What is it going to cost me if I go into the hospital with a Medicare Advantage? With what Sherrill is saying, correct me if I'm wrong now, I decide to rewrite and make a change. And hypothetically, I'm 70 years old, okay? Let's say 70, 75. And you're sitting on the couch saying, I don't like what I have. Is it possible, Sherrill, that they give you a call and you have this new company, new product that's in North Carolina now?
Yep.
They write, and I'm talking slow here because I want to make sure everybody understands. I leave the plan I have. They rewrite and they get the plan. They have the availability of locking that in for 4 years.
Correct. That is correct.
That's unheard of. You know the product you've had, unless it's a Medicare Advantage over the last 3 or 4 years, you've had increases. And what we're trying to show tonight, you have a level playing field.
Yes.
You can use the words that you did, Sherrill, budget. And I know what I'm going to pay for the next 4 years. To me, that's huge. How about a drug plan, Sherrill? Is that tied to it?
Yes, sir. Well, and let's go to a break here.
Okay. I guess that's when they throw it to me. Here it comes. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about a PDP and make those changes for you. 30 minutes passes way too fast. I wish we had more time. We'll be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
Senior Living Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.
Hi, Sherrill Braswell with Statewide Insurers Group. Are you turning 65 and do you have questions about your Medicare options? Let Statewide Insurers Group help you choose the insurance plan that best suits your needs now. We at Statewide Insurers Group are all things Medicare. We're here and can help you through this challenging time, by phone, by email, or if you prefer, come by the office. We're following all protocols during this difficult time. Folks, relationships matter. You and your family have important questions. We have the correct answers. You do not want to put this off. Act today. Give us a call at Statewide Insurers Group. Our number is 252-316-8166.
And we're back and going to jump right back into it with prescription drug coverage. Some changes have come about. Sherrill, you want to take over right there, and then we'll go back and forth a little bit since we only have a few minutes left on that prescription drug plan.
Sure. Please, folks, again, the crunch time, October 15th through December the 7th. You know, we're already getting in touch with our current clients, and we're having people calling in, you know, wanting to know when can I make a change, and we're going ahead and setting up appointments for them now, because if you wait until October the 1st, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tight, you know, getting people scheduled to be able to get them in.
Let me add something
make changes
to
for
that.
them.
If you remember when all this started here back in the Obama days, we had almost 6 months, Sherrill.
Yeah.
5.5 to make these changes as everyone was coming into Medicare, your Part A and B. And now it's been that crunch season that Sherrill just said, October 15th to December 7th.
Right.
Please continue. I didn't mean to interrupt, but that's just a point they need to know.
You're good. And, you know, oh, by the way, we have a telephone in our office. And the number is 316-8166. Give us a call. You do not have to be a current client. We'll sit down with you, look at your situation, look at the prescriptions you're taking, and we can, you know, take a few minutes. We have a program through CMS that allows us to tell you, here are all the plans that are in this area that you can take advantage of, and with your prescriptions, here's going to be your cost on every single plan. We can give you a monthly breakdown on what your costs are going to be for the entire year.
So meaning if we're not happy, let's say you made it to the donut hole this time, and you're having out-of-pocket expenses, you're not happy with the plan you currently have. Again, we are pushing tonight's show. Keep in mind, you're not tied to these plans.
Right.
You can make changes. All the folks we brought on give you a different variation of what goes on in senior living today. But tonight, it's targeted to you. And so making these changes is critical to your everyday living. And prescription drugs can be very, very costly.
And you can change every year, and you should have your agent should shop for you, because maybe your prescriptions have changed, then there's going to be an opportunity there, and the plans change. The plan that worked for you this year may have been perfect, and January 1, they may not cover the prescriptions that you're in. So that's why you need to take the time to sit down with us, let us look at your list of prescriptions, and then be able to tell you what's going to be the best plan for the upcoming year for that, to take care of your needs there.
And there's so many plans out there.
Oh, yeah.
Again, folks sitting in the audience, if you don't deal with it every day, it can become quite overwhelming. It can be scary and quite confusing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
One thing I do want to make you aware of, most prescription plans, unfortunately, in my opinion, are moving towards a model of working with, the big stores, the big national chains,
Big box stores,
big box
Walmarts,
stores,
Targets, etc.
yeah,
to name a few
CVS,
companies.
Walgreens.
Sure.
Nothing wrong with them at all.
No.
But they're not working as closely with the local pharmacies. We've been working with a local pharmacy, myself and my wife, for years, and have always gotten wonderful service from them. Almond's Drugstore does a great job for us. We also use Ward's Pharmacy
Absolutely.
a lot, and they've done great for us. And here's what I have done, I'll just tell you like it is. I'm on Medicare, I am definitely a part of senior living today.
Amen.
So, when I was getting on Medicare, I even asked, I talked to, a couple of the owners there and just said, how do you think y'all compare with, the bigger stores in pricing? And, said, look, bring us what you have, and we will do our best to find the discounts that are out there that are available to you, and so you can take advantage of those things. I always, put my Good RX card up there with it. Sometimes that helps out a lot.
Are they able to match?
Yes, they are. In most cases, we are able to match or beat
To me,
what I was
Sherrill,
able to get.
Folks, what that tells us right here at Senior Living today, it's not how much you make, it's how much you maintain and you keep in your home. And to be able to shop local, Sherrill again,
Yep.
with Statewide, Ward's Pharmacy, Almond, just to pull a few out of the air, right here locally, you're able, if you have a problem, to pick up that phone, or better yet, get in the car, transportation, and go direct to that source. Instead of somebody, let's say you see a telephone number outside on a billboard or what have you, and you call it, and you have no idea who you're talking to. You may think you're getting the best plan available, but if you talk to someone local who deals in it every day, even like the pharmacies, that's where you're getting your best bet and biggest bang for your money. What else do you have, sir?
Well, so we talk about doing, shopping local, working with your local stores. Again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is, because, we have cases where we have saved people literally tens of thousands of dollars in prescription copay costs.
But they'd have never known if they hadn't come to you?
They thought, well, this is what I've got. I guess this is what I got to stick with. So you've got to, have someone who's in your court locally that can help you, tell you, hey, you need to go to your doctor and ask for this.
And Statewide is local.
Yes. 880 Country Club Road, right here in Rocky Mount.
Is that across from, what is that pizza place that you're across from? Pizza Hut, Pizza Inn?
Pizza Inn.
Pizza Inn.
Pizza Inn.
So it's right there on Country Club Road?
Country Club, Hunter Hill, intersection of Country Club and Hunter Hill. We're in what I call the business condominium, sitting over there on one corner.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
We had a question come in. If you have A, Alpha, B, Bravo on your Medicare card, Sherrill, what does that mean that our clients, people in the audience, are entitled to?
Okay, that's basic Medicare coverage. Normally, if you've been in the United States for a few years, like I have, your Medicare Part A has been paid for. You paid for it while all your working years, when you saw those Medicare taxes coming out.
Sure.
That was helping pay for your Medicare Part A, which is the hospital.
And that's on your red, white, and blue card.
Yeah, on your red, white, and blue card.
And that is A in hospital, and B is?
B is going into the doctor's office.
So that's going to be medical, anything
Medical, right.
durable medical equipment. So a lot of times, to help. I've just been told by production we got a couple of minutes, we're going to wrap it up, so I'm going to throw this at you quick.
Yep.
A is in Alpha, hospital. B is in Bravo, on your red, white, and blue card, medical, durable medical equipment. Well, let's say my hand is Medicare. Do you see the gaps between my hand? You need a supplement to fill those gaps.
Yep.
So you have very minimal amount of money out of pocket. Now you can do that with your original supplement.
Yes.
Does that B? Go ahead.
Yeah, you have your Parts A and B, your basic Medicare coverage, and you're paying a premium for your Part B.
Sure you are, yes.
We all have to do that. And then we can set you up with a Medicare supplement plan that will cover the other 20%, so that you'll have as minimal out-of-pocket expenses as you can possibly have.
And that includes your Medicare Advantage, your Medicare savings account, original Medicare supplements. You have many, many options. So please don't sit there tonight and think that I am trapped in what I have, that this is the only direction we have. Pick up the phone, or better yet, drive by and walk into the office. 880, am I correct, Country Club Road, right here in Rocky Mount. Talk to a specialist, someone that works constantly, daily in this arena, someone you can trust. Because remember, it's your health, your lifestyle. Sherrill, for all of us, our sponsors, Senior Living Today, we thank you for your support. We thank you for the phone calls that you call in and asking the questions. Be prepared for AEP, annual enrollment, and that is
October the 15th through December the 7th.
We look forward to seeing you next week. We'll have a guest with us. We wanted you to know you do have choices. Have a blessed week. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Senior Living Today. Good night.
Good night.